Hey everyone, welcome to Reality TV News Update, the place where we bring you the latest updates, fun moments, and behind-the-scenes stories you won't want to miss. Chuk Anyanwu was evicted from the Big Brother house last week, and just Jared got the chance to sit down with him and ask him some questions. We asked him all about Taylor's assessment of his game, why he wanted to compete on Big Brother after admittedly not watching the show previously, why he approached Lala in the whole room about her gameplay, and much more. Scroll down to see everything Chuk shared from our exclusive chat. Just Jared. Taylor used the phrase Big Brother for Dummies to describe frustrations with you in the Big Brother house. Fans also think that you didn't have much of a game strategy. What do you have to say about this notion in general? Chuk Anyanwu. I'm someone to where I even vocalize that in the house. I watched minimal of the show, right? I truly came into it with minimal watch time. And coming out, the fans that we saw that, right? I was someone to where I was loyal to my alliance, just tried to stick with my alliance, and didn't form other mini alliances that you needed in the house, right? That's essentially the name of the game. And I felt like I can't go fake a mini alliance with someone who I don't trust just to extend my time in the house. And she gave me that advice, and at the time I'm like, I'm in a great alliance, like, what are you telling me? Hindsight 2020. Realizing how it blew up and all the people working to get you out of there who are in your alliance definitely was something to where I should have maybe formed a little bit more mini alliances. I only skimmed the show. And I totally agree. And so I know the fans, they are like, how in the world are you doing this in there? Like, did you watch the show? And I find the comments funny because it is like kind of true to where it could have been a way better game. Just Jared. Why did you want to compete on the show if you haven't watched it before? Chuk Anyanwu. Excellent query. A great and a valid question, right? I wanted to see, how can I go on and compete for all this money while kind of having that minimum watch time, and kind of going at it with fresh eyes? Sometimes I felt that if you watch too much of it, you might get in your head and start overthinking. So I went into it never overthinking, trusting my gut. And a lot of times I would go off certain conversations, and go about the way the gameplay was going just based off my gut. But a valid question. Why go on if you did not watch much of it? One truly wanted to test how well can I see if I'm right about my gut feelings? And now that I think about it, one was wrong about a lot of them. Just Jared. You had a conversation with Lala, telling her she didn't understand how to play the game, and you were kind of offering her advice. My game is #confused, she responded. What was your thought process behind approaching Lala like this? And have you changed your assessment of Lala now that you went home? On her HOH? Chuk Anyanwu. Yes. So Lala put me up and Lala has sent me home. So I know they're like, Chuk, you should have listened to Lala. And of course look, I'm not in every room. People have to understand we don't see the bird's eye view of people working and doing things in the background, right? I was only going based off my view and my view for those weeks that I was in there. I didn't see her talking game with anyone. And I would speak to people, and they would kind of mention she doesn't talk game with them. And she would never talk game with me. So for my view, I'm like, is Lala playing the game, right? And going in there, when you're on the block, you're not happy, right? You are potentially going home, right? And when someone puts you on the block, you know, oh my God, it's going to be easy for someone else to put me on the block next week. I was therefore dissatisfied when I entered because I was now officially on the block. And now if I stay this week, I can potentially see myself on the block again the following week. But now that I've left, Lala's rocking and rolling. Lala has changed. Like Lala is, she is in on how the house is moving. And it's beautiful to see. She's forming her little mini alliances. She's working with her people. And so now that I'm out, I'm like, okay. Lala as a person, we love Lala. Lala's the mother. She does so much for us and she takes care of us. In those 5 weeks I was in there, she took care of us so much. But my comments are just Lala the game player, and it's a game, right? I have to tell people it a game, guys. It like no one died, right? It just, yeah, she amazing though. Just Jared. You've done a few press interviews already at this point. Is there anything you feel like you want to address but haven't yet, or anything you want to clear up for anyone? Chuk Anyanwu. I don't have anything to clarify. I know everyone had comments in regards to my hygiene. I'm like, yo, your boy works out a ton, right? And me being a have not, that last week, You get cold showers and you're waiting till you're not a have-not anymore so you can get that hot shower. You'll think, wait, I got a hot shower waiting for me. If you space out your morning workout, things change, but also just my gameplay. I tell you I had minimum watch time, and it's something I literally vocalized. And going into this competition show, where you need to be able to form so many alliances and truly decipher if someone truly is lying to you, watching it definitely helps a ton. So I totally agree, and I kind of laugh at all the comments and the boring comments. I'm like, yo, I did go in there kind of wanting to just be a little bit more nonchalant and not get my niceness and kind of bubbly charismatic self taken for granted. But now that you watch it, you're like, okay, you could loosen up just a little bit, dude. Big Brother, alum Chuk Anyanwu is setting the record straight on his opinion of fellow houseguest Latrice, Lala Verrett. Chuk, 27, became the 5th person voted off of Big Brother 28 during the Thursday, August 13th episode. After head of household Lala, 58, nominated him for eviction, Chuk told her she was confused and advised her to start playing the game. That old lady is delusional, Chuk said of Lala in a confessional, adding that he was disgusted by her gameplay. Now that Chuk is out of the Big Brother house, he's softened his stance on Lala. Chuk said his prior harsh comments about Lala stemmed from his frustrations with being nominated. Being on the block makes no one happy. I was so confused because I felt like, Lala, where did you get this new information from that you need to put me on the block when you already had 3 nominees you were going to go forward with? Not being happy with being on the block, I was like, yo, you're confused, he explained. Was it the most appropriate use of words? No. But I was only talking about her gameplay. It's truly a game. At the moment, I was hurt. I was about to potentially go home. Chuk now acknowledges that his own gameplay could have been stronger, despite telling Lala she needed to start playing smarter. When asked if he made any moves aside from being part of the Red Corner and Toolshed alliances, Chuk laughed and said, no. When I entered that house I thought, man Chuk, I don't think I'm a big liar. I don't think I can truly work the field in terms of forming all these mini alliances, he said. When I was loyal to someone, I'm loyal to them, because I don't think I can trust everyone else. My game truly was just lay low and allow my alliance to do what they need to do to just get us by week. That's how I would describe my game, and I know the world thinks that too. You and I both agree. Chuk continued laughing. Outside of my alliance it was just like talking to people, seeing where their head's at but nothing else. Chuk's loyalty didn't pay off in the long run. One of his closest allies Camu Kirk threw him under the bus to Lala, suggesting that she nominate Chuk instead of him. Chuk said it hurt to feel Camu pulling away from him and Haley Thogmartin, who'd been loyal to Camu from the beginning. I really wanted to play an honest, loyal game. Being out of the house and truly seeing that Camu's working with the folks who we felt were dishonest, it hurt, he said. Looking back on his mistakes in the game, Chuk admitted that he did not watch much Big Brother prior to competing on the CBS reality show. It just was not one of the shows I watched. I watch a ton of other shows, but Big Brother was not one of the shows I watched, he said. I think it did show in just the way I played, being so loyal to one alliance and not branching out and making other mini alliances that you need to stay in the game. I'll take it that I made it to 5 weeks of minimal watch time. On Big Brother 28, Chuk Anyanwu was a member of the dominant Red Corner Alliance, which appeared to be destined to win. That was until a blindside vote flip that sent Lyric Medeiros home turned the Red Corner against each other, later resulting in Anyanwu's eviction. Who would have known it would have been Camu to go up to Lala Verrett, he said of his fellow Red Corner Alliance member Camu Kirk. I knew it had to be someone with influence. He and Haley Thogmartin knew that boy Camu, that guy can talk. In an interview with The Inquirer, Anyanwu discussed his quiet gameplay, the game's rapid evolution, and more. In the video at the top of the page, or right here, you can watch the entire conversation, and in the videos below, you can watch our previous interviews. Spoiler warning. This story contains major spoilers from the Big Brother 28 live feeds as a huge power play completely changes the Week 6 eviction plans. Stop reading now if you do not want to know what happened at Monday's veto meeting, or the fallout afterward. Okay, Big Brother fans, yesterday we told you this could get crazy. It did. After Yash decided not to use his power of veto at Monday's meeting, Rick Devens finally pulled out the diamond power of veto and made the move we've been waiting to see. He saved Dee from the block and even better, named Camu as the replacement nominee. That leaves Camu, Angela and Haley as the final 3 nominees heading toward the blockbuster and Thursday's eviction. Big Brother Network claims that while the vets were aware of what Devens was planning, the newbies were taken aback by the move. We loved it. Not because we have anything personally against Camu, but because this is exactly what a secret power should do. This huge power play changed the entire week, blew up what the HOH thought was going to happen, and immediately forced several people to show where they really stand. Additionally, Camu may have finally realized how quickly the Big Brother house can change. Camu keeps digging himself a deeper hole. The veto meeting fallout between Dee and Camu may have been even more interesting than the ceremony itself. According to Big Brother Network, Camu talked with Dee afterward while trying to smooth things over. Dee brought up the fact that she had previously trusted him with information about her BB bribe power. Camu insisted he hadn't told anyone and specifically denied telling Yash. Whatever happened with that particular piece of information, the bigger problem for Camu right now is trust. His efforts to get Dee out of the house made their way back to Devens through Drew, and that helped turn Camu into the player Devens wanted sitting on the block. Big Brother Network previously reported that Drew warned Devens about just how hard Camu was pushing for Dee to leave. "Oh Camu, this is exactly what we've been talking about. Deals can be made. You can work different groups. You can impart the necessary information to others. That's Big Brother. But at some point, you have to know when to stop pushing. Once everyone starts comparing conversations, the social game that made you feel protected can become the exact reason people stop trusting you." Camu's biggest issue is made clear by the huge power play. We compared portions of Camu's game to Paul Abrahamian's yesterday, and after watching the aftermath of the veto meeting, we actually believe that the comparison makes even more sense. Again, we're not saying they played identical games. Paul was very active, really hard. He formed relationships everywhere, constantly worked people, and always seemed to have some idea of what was happening around him. However, Paul's skill with timing has always been something we appreciated about his game. He knew when to push, but he also knew when it was time to back off. That's the part we think Camu is missing. Camu has done a good job socially for much of this season, but being social isn't just about having conversations with everyone. Sometimes it's about realizing when you've said enough. If you keep pushing information, alliances and plans through every corner of the house, eventually somebody is going to compare notes. Now the house has started doing exactly that, and Camu is sitting on the block. That's not exactly where all those relationships were supposed to lead. The huge power play made the diamond power of veto worth it. We also have to give Devens credit for this major power move. There was a very real argument for keeping the diamond power of veto. He could have remained content, maintained his relationships with Yash and Camu, and postponed the discovery of one of the game's most potent hidden powers for another week. Instead, he used it. According to Big Brother Network's live feed reporting, Devens explained before the ceremony that he knew the move carried some risk, but didn't want to play safely. He also made it clear that Dee is his number one, and that he wanted to remain loyal to the people he considers his closest allies. We love that. A secret diamond power of veto isn't nearly as much fun if somebody keeps it hidden until it expires. Devens had a chance to completely shake up the game, and actually took it. This huge power play didn't just save Dee either. It created an entirely different Week 6 eviction strategy, and forced the rest of the house to react. Now we'll find out whether the move was brilliant or whether it paints an enormous target on Devens. Either way he played. Yash believes he can alter the eviction strategies. Then there's Yash. Shortly after the ceremony, he was already trying to put together the votes to keep Camu in the house. His argument was basically that keeping Camu gives them a strong player who can go after the vets later. There's just one problem. The votes do not appear to be present at this time. Big Brother Network reports that Yash approached Barrett and Mallory about finding 6 votes to keep Camu. Barrett gave him vague responses while Mallory wouldn't commit. Later, Drew told Devens that Yash believes he has the votes, and that people are essentially allowing him to believe that for now. Things looked even worse for Yash's plan as the day continued. Melody and Mallory discussed the eviction and indicated they weren't planning to keep Camu or Haley if either one ended up sitting beside Angela after the blockbuster. Their concern appeared to be more about eventually warning Yash and Taylor where the vote was headed than actually helping him save Camu. So Yash, you may want to read the room. We gave him credit for winning HOH, and then veto back-to-back. He earned that. But winning a competition doesn't mean you know where the house is moving, and Yash appears to be misinterpreting the eviction plans for week 6. Camu went from comfortable to fighting for his game. That's what makes this entire week so much fun. A few days ago, Camu looked comfortable. He had Yash in power, relationships throughout the house and very little reason to think he would become the replacement nominee. Then came the huge power play. Now he knows he's in serious trouble. Big Brother Network reports that, as things currently stand, Angela appears to have the votes to survive against either Camu or Haley. That leaves those two in the most dangerous positions heading into the blockbuster. And that's why Camu needs to stop worrying about explaining why everything happened and start figuring out how to survive it. This isn't the time to blame other people for information getting around. It isn't the time to convince everyone how loyal you've been. Already, the house is comparing notes. Do better. Play smarter. Because right now, all those deals and relationships that once made Camu look well protected may be the exact reason people see an opportunity to take him out. The blockbuster can still change everything. Of course, we've learned one lesson over and over again this season. Never declare somebody dead in the game before the blockbuster. If Camu wins, he's safe. Suddenly the eviction plans change completely and Angela and Haley become the final nominees. If Haley wins, however, Camu could find himself sitting beside Angela with a house that currently appears ready to keep her. That's why we're not declaring Camu gone. Anything can change tomorrow. Somebody can have a conversation tonight that flips a vote. An alliance can crack. A player can say something foolish. The blockbuster itself could wipe away everything people are planning right now. That's Big Brother. But at this very moment, Camu looks like a man who went from Mr. Comfortable to fighting for his Big Brother life in a matter of minutes. And we have to admit, the diamond power of veto made this week a whole lot better. We stated yesterday that things were becoming more interesting. Today, a huge power play has changed the eviction plans, shaken up the house and put one of the game's most connected players in serious danger. Buckle up, Big Brother fans. Now we're playing. Big Brother airs Sundays, Wednesdays and Thursdays at August 7th on CBS, with episodes also available to stream on Paramount+.